Welcome, everyone,
God damn!
to the Real Whovians cast, 998. I am your host with the real hair, Matrix Lord 212, not a toupee. And I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
You know, the more times I come on this show, the more I realize I need to stop giving you ideas.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, because it's costing me money. No. What's up, Hayden? All right. What's up, Mike D?
Yeah, glad to be on the fake host cast.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right. What's up, Scott?
Fuck you,
Greetings,
Joe.
all.
Yeah,
Fake host. You're a hater, trolling
Yeah.
everyone in the community.
I'm not. All right, so we have the stuff on Missy that we're hearing today that she may only briefly appear in Extremis, possibly because she said it herself in like an interview that she don't know how they cut it, but she recalls being in it very briefly. And in fact, she don't really know how many episodes she's in. She said she thought most of the stuff was cut on the cutting room floor, but she's sure there's probably a couple episodes. So more than likely, we're going to get a situation where they just appear. She just appears at the end for like a minute.
Hi, how you doing? I'm.
The ant blood on my computer.
So I'm
Shit is fucking dead.
Look at that. The wildlife in there.
The wildlife.
That's just the cat.
Wildlife.
It's like
The Australian outback.
fucking Steve Irwin.
Crikey, I got a hole in my chest.
For all I know, there's a universe out there where I'm Australian. Who knows?
Oh, good God.
Bossy Lord 212.
Bossy Lord 212. Don't give me any ideas. All right. But anyway, yeah, so, and then what is it? The next one, the seventh one might be, which is the pyramid or whatever the hell the thing is, the end of the world.
This week we've got Extremis, and then we
Yeah.
have Pyramid at the End of the World, then Lie of the Land. Those are the
Right.
three story arcs.
But she's not in the next one.
Yeah, she is.
Well, when you say next one, this week she's going
Right,
to be
after Extremis, she's not
Yeah,
in
we're
the
talking
next
about-
seventh one?
From what,
Yeah.
from what I understand, Missy's going to be in some scenes or a scene this weekend.
Right.
Extremis. And she's
Right.
going to play a big part in Lie of the Land, the third episode of the story arc. I'm not
Okay.
sure about part 2, Pyramid
Okay.
at the End of the World,
All right.
otherwise known as Pyramid of Mars.
Right.
At the End of the World.
PMS of Mars? What?
Yeah. So I'm just going to mute you, Caden, because it's hard for us to talk with the birds in the background there. So, okay. So anyway,
She,
and then after that, we get the Ice Warriors, I believe.
yeah.
So it's going to be back to normal, back to basis, whatever.
I'm trying to figure out how they're going to crowbar everything into. We're like halfway through the series, right?
This one coming,
About.
yes. It'll be halfway,
About.
yes. Halfway point, yes.
And knowing what we
Sorry.
know has been disclosed about John Sim, Missy going away, the Doctor regenerating. That seems like a hell of a lot of shit to put into like 6 episodes, right?
Correct, yeah. I mean, see, you know what I'm worried about?
Yeah.
I'm worried about
Rest in peace.
I'm worried about the master thing being fake completely. That it's part of the illusion. That's what I'm worried about. Good burp today. That's what I'm
Shout
worried
out,
about.
rest in peace, William Hartnell. Great man. Absolute great man. Rest in peace.
Cardinal's awesome.
Yeah, I'm worried about that they're just not going to have. It's not going to come out the way we think it's going to come out with the Mondazi and Cybermen. It's too many things going on at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that really seems like they're trying to crowbar too much into like the last half, because I mean even if you set aside let's do like the median rating system for like what we've seen so far, right? Some of us liked it, some of us didn't like it. for the most part, but it was still watchable. Okay, so
Right.
let's call it mediocre at least, right?
Right.
Why would they now, halfway through this season, all of a sudden amp it up to where it's like fucking fantastic, all the way to the end? That seems like a little bit of a cheat, doesn't it? I mean, it seems to me that way. I mean, even if the rest, I hope the rest of the season is like fantastic and awesome, and I'm sure it's going to be like really good. But why waste so much time? Why waste half the season building up to like the better half of the series? That's what I think. I mean,
I have a feeling, though. I have a bad feeling we're gonna have a Forest of the Night scenario towards
Oh,
the end.
God.
We're gonna have one episode that sucks when we
Yeah,
think
I
all of them are
agree.
gonna be perfect, and that would mean that we have a half-ass season, half great, half suck. Which I don't want a half and half
Good.
season.
Part 2 is man, and part 3 is the second half, that Zygon episode where he has this great monumental speech, and
Yeah.
that's all you can look at.
I mean, it's almost as if Moffat, with these 6 episodes coming up, not counting the one on Saturday, but he made this sandwich like this thick, and he says, "Go ahead, Gatus, I made this for you." He's like, "I can't even stick that in my mouth. It's like too big.
Dude.
Like it's too much." The Mondasian Cybermen, the friggin' Johnson Master and Missy, and I mean, the Ice Warrior's going to show up too in the finale. I mean, what's up, Philip? They're too big.
Dude.
Like it's too much. The
Be
Mondasian Cybermen, friggin' Johnson Master and Missy and
what the fuck is that?
what is going on? I mean, what's up, Philip? Oh, he's behind in another universe.
Fucking
Philip.
wall.
Philip is like a minute behind in time. I think. Philip, unmute.
Is he catching up?
Well, I muted him because he was backed up.
Yeah.
Like a minute behind in time. See, he's just Philip, I'm sorry, dude. You have to eject. Unmute.
What?
Is he catching up?
I muted him because he was backed up. What is happening? Minute behind in time. Who is that?
What the fuck is that?
Eject. Unmute.
Yeah,
Are you
Philip,
watching us?
Philip,
He's watching us in the live chat. Shut that shit off.
Philip,
Oh.
Yes. He's looking at the chat to see who's telling me to go F myself. That's what he's doing. Take that shit off. I'll do that. I'll look at that.
you fucking wog. Come on, man.
What a cast.
Jesus.
Drop out and come back in, Philip.
That's what he's doing.
You're all
He's
fucked
watching.
up.
He's watching to see if anybody's like telling me off. That's what it is.
This is the greatest real Whovians cast we will ever do.
That's what he's doing. Like, who's telling him off? Who's telling him off? That's what it is. All right, let me see this wonderful chat you've discovered. Anything in here?
Philip, are you in real time? Can you hear me right now?
He's in real time, but he was watching.
I forgot I was watching it. I forgot to turn it off. My apologies.
God damn.
Jesus.
Fucking cranking on a knob over there or something, right, buddy?
You gotta mute that. That's what it is.
Oh.
If you're gonna watch that.
Yeah. The
You gotta mute that.
interrupting things.
You guys got any bitcoins so I can do my
All right. Anyway. Close all windows. All right. What's that? Are you doing sign language, Scott? For our viewers? Really?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. What I was doing, I was signing to Philip to eject because he was a minute behind. I was doing that, using that thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Well, to get back on topic, I'm not really sure. Like that really seems like a lot of shit to put into like the last half of the season.
what the hell? What are you
What's
doing?
that?
What are you doing, dude? Yes. We're gonna get the missing episodes from China. Yes. Okay.
What is that?
We know what that is. All right. That's another story entirely. He knows what that is. Yeah. It's the mission to China. I know. My Matrix Lord secret mission. All right. Don't tell Sammy. No, I'm kidding. Yes, I thank you for sharing my pictures. All right. What the hell is happening here? All right, enough.
We don't
You
know.
know, this wouldn't happen on Joe Gotz's channel.
I know.
That's all
Joe
I'm
Gotts
saying.
would take people out. Joe Gotts or Joey Jupiter. Yeah. All right.
But
Are
anyway,
we ready? You warmed up?
I've been trying to have a
No
fucking
motivation. What?
I've been trying to have a fucking serious conversation with you, Joe, about this.
All right, let's go.
I've already fucking said it like twice.
Listen, we have some distractions. That's all.
No, the thing about the fact that, like, okay, we're expecting so much now, halfway through the series. We know that we've got Missy regenerating now. She's going. We've got Capaldi gone. It's, by whatever, Christmas special. We've got the Mondasian Cyberman. We got Hartnell's Doctor coming back as Bradley, the first Doctor. We got so much shit. And on top of that, what's going to happen with Bill and Arnold?
Yeah, and do we have Susan also, or no? Is that not?
Yes.
We have Clara. We know we have Clara and the diner.
That's a lot of shit to put into like 6 episodes, right?
That is.
So what are they?
Speaking of which, because that's what Pearl Mackie said in The Sun. She's hinted on the fact that Susan may be the one that is in the vault.
Susan?
Yeah.
Well, why would Susan be happy playing the piano and that people are dead?
I don't know, but Pearl Mackie appeared to give a big clue about who might be the mysterious vault on Doctor Who.
That can't be Susan.
What was that?
I agree.
That's a fake Pearl Mackie account on Facebook.
Yeah,
that's not a real.
I agree.
No, it is. No, it is. I'm telling you, it is. It's not really her. It's just somebody posting nonsense out there.
Yeah.
So no, Susan's not happy that people died.
And I just wanted to send it to you there so you can take a glimpse through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it, but I'm pretty sure it's bullcrap. I mean,
Yeah,
Susan wouldn't be happy that anybody dies, really.
I don't buy the fact that it was Susan because it wouldn't be.
But there is an actress that has a mysterious role that they asked her on the news. Who she plays? Yeah, is she playing like the Ronnie or somebody or?
You don't know who she is.
Oh, great! Now they're gonna throw the Ronnie in there. I don't think they.
There's this woman that they're losing their TARDIS over who she's gonna play, basically, right? I mean, they're making a big thing about her. She could just be like, "That's a nice freaking hoodie, bro."
Yeah, I love that hoodie.
That is. Yeah, that is nice. They're making a big. What's her name again, Philip?
Samantha Spiro.
Samantha Spiro, and who could she possibly be?
The Wog.
Oh, she's the Empress. Wait, is she the Empress, the Ice Warrior?
She could be, but the point is, she's a very short woman. She's very short. She's 5'1", and I don't think you'll get a 5'1" fucking excuse my language, Ice Warrior.
That's all right. He already said shit. So I mean,
Jeez.
all right. So why wouldn't you get it? Maybe that would be the kicker, that she's like 5'1", and they're all like 7 feet tall, and they just listen to her. Maybe,
And then-
right? I mean, well, that's another thing. We get the Ice Warriors too. I mean, how much crap we got? We got him facing off against the human race, telling them that they're bad or something, and when they're trying to protect the Ice Warriors, right? I mean, what is the Eaters of Light? Does anybody know what the hell that is?
Odd thing is, I look at her IMDb page. She's not even credited for being even in Doctor Who.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. They don't want him. They don't want you to know.
Yeah. You got Babs, a TV movie in 2017.
Well, what if they make Missy another female then? What if she's the new master?
17. Tracy Ullman Show TV 2016 to 17, but nothing about Doctor Who anywhere in her.
What if Master, like Missy, becomes another female and she's the new Master Missy, whatever? Would that work?
They wouldn't do that. They're gonna make the Master a male again. They
what if they don't?
Come on, man. They're not gonna do that.
I hope.
The point is, though, if she does if Missy does regenerate into that woman, that would negate the fact that she's the master in the first place. That she has to be another Time in her own right.
Right. In other words, she just used that special thing to become a woman, but just like the general, like they would automatically revert back to what they are. Because the general just decided with special regeneration to be a man, and then she regenerated back into a female, and she always will be a female, I guess. So, all right.
I doubt they're gonna make Missy or the Master a female again.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I really doubt that. I mean, guys? I mean, come on, seriously. They're not gonna do that, right?
I hope not. But we don't know what they're gonna do.
I could totally see them doing that. To be honest with you.
You see them doing that or not?
Oh no, I could. I'm not saying I want them to do it, but I could totally see them making her regenerate into another woman.
Really? You think they do that?
I could see it because the mindset I would think is that if they're not going to have a female doctor, they're going to have a female master just to have a character like that.
See, I think the opposite. Like Joe said earlier in a cast, I think that what they're going to be going for is a young doctor male and a young master male.
Well, I mean, I certainly hope that's the way they go, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if.
Well, yeah, they can do anything, but I mean, I don't see them going that route.
But I could also see a young Dr. Male and a Charles Dance Master older.
Yeah,
I could see that.
When you say young Dr. Male, how young are you talking about?
35.
Well, I mean, yeah, like younger. Obviously, Capaldi's an older gentleman.
35.
He's been a fucking great doctor.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a doctor for the fangirls, the little, bitches that run
30-year-olds.
See, the thing is, I want the doc. I mean, if he's gonna be young, I want him to be 35, 40, right? But
isn't that the rumor that he's in his 30s?
Right, but they could make him in his 20s.
Oh.
And I don't know if that would work. But
well, wasn't Matt Smith 26?
Yes, but I don't know. You don't want to make him too young, like he's 21 or something, 22. Then it's going to be really.
He needs to be, at least like you said, between his 30s and 40s. So that way, at least, it would work with the show. It worked with Matt Smith.
I have a feeling it's going to be.
Well, my question is this. Let's say that they're casting for another master, already, or maybe they already have another actor or actress to play the master in mind, or maybe they've cast them already. Wouldn't Chibnall be the one that gets to say, "This
Correct.
is who I want"?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to see Missy regenerate, but you're not going to see who she regenerates into. I think.
Yeah.
And that's the way I think. Unless, of course, Chibnall writes like a couple of lines of dialogue for him in the which I don't think that's going to happen.
Stems do go into Missy. So until Missy actually.
And also, I mean, what's going to cause her regeneration? Because we know that,
Well, hang on. Let me just explain. Aren't they? Isn't she supposed to be? She's on her way to be executed, right? Those people that she's with, they're about to execute her at the time that we see her. That's a pre-credit scene. Yeah, but what we're talking about is she already revealed that the actress, Michelle Gomez, that she does something so horrible in the finale that shatters the relationship with her and the Doctor forever, where they're enemies forever.
It tells me she must have
forever
the Bill, or done something to Clara.
She killed Bill or something. Kill Bill.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I know that's Kill Bill. Yeah.
Kill Bill.
I think something's gonna happen to Nardole. I just think that
blows up Nardole,
blow him to bits or something.
Maybe he's not blood; it's just pieces.
Well, no one would care about that because Nardole's shit.
But you know what they'll do? It will be like a thing like Aliens, where Bishop is like and it'll be Nardole like that. Yeah. And that's will be like the bloody.
If I get to see Missy literally rip Nardole apart, I think she might become my favorite character in Doctor Who.
She might by the ears because she has no hair. She might grab him by the ears and pull his head right off. If he's a robot.
What's this thing about him having a different face, Nardole?
Yeah, I don't know
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I hope it's not like a thing like Captain Jack has a missing year of his life that they never resolved. Period.
Yeah.
Like, was supposed to do something with that, and they never did.
And then he comes back and says, I was also nicknamed the Face of Bo at one time. Hugh.
Which he heard him say the Face of Bo already before that. But anyway.
I think he had just a really good long night at a gay bar that night and thought that like a year had gone by for some reason. Too many whippets or something.
What's a whippet?
Oh.
I don't care what a whippet is. All right, let's just stick to real Whovians. Anyway, all right, so and Captain Jack's not come back either. So Clara and the diner
So
TARDIS.
so Missy has either had to have done something to Clara or Bill.
No, Clara's out of the equation. She don't appear till the Christmas special.
I know, but still.
Hang on.
She's gonna kill Bill or Nardo.
It has to have been something either to Bill or Clara. That's the only thing that could turn.
How are you certain that Clara's in the finale and all that?
Yeah, I mean,
they make an announcement that they filmed in the diner for a couple of days, and also Clara.
Yeah, but that's a set location, though. I mean, is Clara going to be there?
Is it going to be the actual diner, or is it going to be the TARDIS diner? Because there's two separate things. The TARDIS took the form of the diner, but it wasn't exactly the diner. Like it was.
Well, hang on. Look how in Extremis the Doctor returns to the White House.
Yes.
In those pictures that we. But therefore, they could just simply do that with the diner. Use that as a location shot, not necessarily for Clara.
Yeah, but didn't they say that she's flat out filming?
Yeah.
For the Christmas special, they said it flat out.
Well, maybe Capaldi regenerates into his next incarnation in front of Clara in the diner.
Wasn't there articles that said that she's coming back Christmas?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, maybe he regenerates into Clara.
In front of her in the diner. Yeah.
That would be better. Well,
wouldn't that make sense, though? It comes full circle back to that. And the Doctor, maybe momentarily, the Doctor is like reminded that he had these adventures with Clara. Maybe Clara tells him, I was a large part of your life at that point.
She restores his memory and then he regenerates.
Yeah. That makes sense, right?
And she leaves. Well, she's supposed to face the Raven. That's the whole point.
Well, I mean, she probably does that off screen. That's something down the line that's going to happen. But I mean, we're watching this on what's going on with the Doctor. So the Doctor, for some reason, maybe he's got some sort of resonant memory of something, and he goes, whatever. I mean, that's the problem with this last half of the series is there's so many things up in the air. How are they going to resolve so much in 6 episodes?
Because Moffat couldn't have did it earlier. That's why. Often waited too long. But
so is he going to rush? Is he going to rush everything where it's just forced into the?
Yes, one sentence explanations.
Mm-hmm. Or he explains nothing and he leaves it all to Chibnall next season.
Chibnall's not going to answer this crap.
So maybe Capaldi actually did remember Clara, and he's chosen to go back to the diner to meet with her before he leaves and says his final goodbye to her. And it's look, I do remember you. You're important. Thank you for everything you've done in my life.
Does something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. I can buy that.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Maybe either blows up the TARDIS and everybody thinks that Claire's in it or Bill's in it.
Yeah, but if she doesn't face the Raven, the universe is going to be destroyed.
No, but the thing is, she's going to do that afterwards. Not part of the series. Mm-hmm. Capaldi's going to show up there and he's going to go, you know what? You're not forgotten. You played so much a part of my life.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that, Clara. And I'm not kidding. I'm being serious. I see.
Yeah, but what if she don't face the Raven though? Then there's going to be a paradox. Because he remembers seeing her die, so he doesn't see her die. That would be a whole thing that you prevent the whole regeneration, everything. If she doesn't face the Raven, then he's not going to regenerate. Well, all this won't happen. All this would be.
So what if he? Okay. So let's go with that. What Capaldi? I keep looking at Philip. He's smirking and laughing. What if Capaldi, for some whatever reason they write into the story, shows up at the diner, and whether or not Clara remembers him or not or whatever. What if there's some sort of like full circle story writing coming back to that point where Capaldi is there and maybe regenerates, and he doesn't know why he needs to be there. He doesn't know why he needs to be with her. Maybe he says, you know what, we're strangers. I don't know you, but I know you somehow, and you're important to me, and I thank you, or something. Right. I mean, you know, I'm grasping at straws here, but I mean, I could see that.
Yeah.
No.
Might happen. But then, didn't he see her picture on the TARDIS, and then it faded? I mean, he's not going to like the silence where he's going to forget her face.
Well, wait a minute. Missy remembers Clara, even if the Doctor does not. So Missy could actually tell the Doctor about there's this person that meant so much in your life that you don't remember. That could be because we know Missy's in the series.
Yeah,
Missy could tell Capaldi that, right?
Maybe she, at the last, in the finale, she hooks him up to the machine. He gets that surge of memories. And while he's remembering, she's like, oh, by the way, you don't need this companion. And she kills like Bill. It's like, oh!
There you go.
I'm giving you a present, and then I'm giving you a disaster.
Well, Missy did not. Missy, didn't she give the Doctor like a tease as to the spatial coordinates of Gallifrey, where it was at?
Yes.
Could she not let Capaldi know, hey, there's someone that you need to... Maybe she knows that Capaldi's dying and regenerating, and she's saying, hey, there's someone you need to go and talk to.
But she's crazy.
Meaning Clara.
But she's crazy, Missy. She don't do shit.
No, but we know that it's going to end that way. But from point A to point B, that could happen. And then Capaldi remembers that. If we know Clara's going to be in this at some point, there's got to be a logical reason for him to go back to her for some reason, briefly.
Well, I don't even remember them confirming that she was going to be in it.
I thought there was a whole bunch of
saying, like,
that said she's going to be in it.
I just looked for them and I couldn't find any of them. So I mean, I part of me thinks that she might not show up at all.
Okay.
Like they're saving this for that her and a Shield are going to be traveling for who knows how long, and she's just not going to factor into this at all, at least directly. Like maybe there will be a scene where he remembers her, like Mike D was saying. Like maybe it's like a cameo thing, like stock footage or something where he remembers her before he regenerates, but. I mean, we have no idea because if she's going to be in it, then that means the Shield is probably going to be in it too, and I doubt she's going to show up.
Didn't Capaldi say that she filmed something way before the season, like for the season? She filmed something. I
don't remember him saying that.
All right.
I remember that being said, but I don't think it was that. If you know what I mean. I don't think it was.
It was not the class thing. We're looking at her name tag on the wall. Is that what he's talking about? That's stupid.
I think it was that. Because why feel something so early back then to do with the Christmas thing? That's too early to even film that.
And the first Doctor's going to be in the whole finale, or is he going to be the end of the finale? And the Cybermen are going to be in the Christmas special then, right? Or but how does Gallifrey tie into that too? Isn't he going back to Gallifrey on the Christmas special?
Yeah, that's another thing.
This is too much crap.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. This is, you know what? I'm really worried. I got to tell you, because the clock is ticking, and he doesn't have enough time to resolve anything. And I have a feeling it's just not going to resolve anything.
Well, going back, Missy picked Clara for a purpose, right?
And we never really got that purpose.
Yeah, well, maybe we are now. Maybe that has something to do with, like, Missy knows that Capaldi, there's some like effect on her regeneration into like the next master or whatever, because we know she's going, and she's doing that because obviously the master's like motivated by his own purposes or her own purposes. That was never explained, right?
I mean, I don't really know what the hell her purpose is. Don't tell me that she's going to regenerate into Clara for Missy, for Master.
Oh, let's not, please.
That would be like free. I know everybody loves it when it was the Zygon Clara going nuts against Capaldi, but I mean, you know.
But that was explainable, though.
Yeah, I know.
You can almost see a Zygon doing it, but if they're going to do the whole Missy to Clara just to say, oh look, boom, then
All right, so let me just skip. Missy is in, not counting the finale, right? Because I heard that she's in the finale too. This story arc, she's part of this story arc. She
Yes.
goes away when he fights the Ice Warriors. She goes away for the 10th episode. Then she comes back for the 11th and 12th, technically, with John Sim.
That's what it seems to play out.
In theory?
In theory, yes. Because for Extremis, we're only going to see about a couple of minutes of her in Extremis, and that's it.
And the Cybermen are with Missy because they were with Missy in the Dark Water, Death in Heaven, technically. Whatever, right?
We don't really know. We know that John Sim's connected to that because he's in the photo that he's in. That's the same place as where the Cybermen are being filmed.
See, I'm getting the feeling that Missy is working with the Doctor when she comes back for like a few episodes, and then she's going to do something like to pull the rug out from under him towards the very, very end, the last couple of episodes, or the last episode going into the Christmas special. And that's going to be like what sets off the chain of events that causes Capaldi to regenerate.
Well, then what causes her to lose her life? If we're to believe that she's going to lose her life as well, how does that play out?
I think Johnson's going to blast her.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's up in the air. I mean, she could be shot by the Cybermen. John Sim could pull her in front of a blast by the Cybermen.
I could see John Sim talk to her and say, you know, what makes you think I want to become a pathetic waste like you? And then he shoots her.
because Extremis is the last episode they're showing for her.
No. She's just
no.
She's just appearing. No. Extremis is this week. This is Saturday.
So they haven't
She's going to appear at the end, supposedly, or the middle, whatever.
No, she's in a pre-credit scene.
Yeah, it's going to be a flashback thing. To set up.
They're going to show John Simmer generating to her.
Not necessarily that.
No, not necessarily. You're right.
They're going to start like kind of like you just like you open the book like 3 chapters into the book. It's going to be like that, where you're going to be seeing something like in the midst of something going on, and they're going to flash back.
What if they do the scenario where, like I was saying the other night, that she slips to John Sim's master, oh, this is how you regenerate into me. The Cyberman blasts you. And he's like, oh, absolutely not. And he grabs her and pulls her in front of him, and thereby creating a paradox.
See, I think the Masters have a plan, an ultimate plan. Sim and Missy.
Yeah, but I think they're going to turn on each other, though.
Yeah. That could be the case. I think that they have something. I think that they're selling the Doctor on some idea of something, and that's what like the vault is about and all this stuff. And what's going to happen is like they pull the rug out from underneath him at the last moment.
Right. The flashback, right? It could be that the Doctor is making the vault with Missy. You know the oath thing, the oath he has. He's got an oath with Missy, and the flashback is him taking the oath from Missy about protecting her in the vault, about the vault thing. That's what I think it is.
So they both make the vaults together?
No, he makes the flashback scene that we might see at the beginning is the Doctor taking the oath of Missy to protect her in the vault.
Okay.
That's what I think might be going on.
What happened to her? Her hair's all messed up. She's been like through the war. Like what the hell happened? The Daleks beat the crap out of her. Like what happened?
Maybe just remember she's been taken to be executed by those people that she pissed off.
Yeah, but before that, she was in trouble with the Daleks.
Yes, we're going to see that. We're going to see what happened at the end of that. We're going to see how that plays out. The Dalek part of it.
Okay. So but from what Michelle Gomez says, she's not the same. She's been through hell, and she's not like the same like she was before. She's not old jippity and like whatever. She's more deadly probably now. I mean, Michelle Gomez said that. So
So if she's not in the boat, could it possibly be John Sim though? But why would he be in there?
You know what? It has to be Missy in the boat.
Because when you're reading the transcript of Extremis, it says that the Doctor and his crew meet up with Missy on a planet, on that planet.
That's not Extremis. Extremis is to do with the Vatican and
No, at the beginning, it does state that the Doctor and his thing meet Missy, and that's where we go into the story of the Extremis story.
I don't know, man. I'm just like my idea. I'm worried how this is all going to come together.
I'm starting to think that the Cyberman arc is not going to actually involve the Master directly. It's going to be maybe like skirted over, like that's something going on behind the scenes at the time, and that's going to be a completely different storyline going on while the Master, things going on behind the scenes. And it's going to pick up. It's going to start before the Cyberman arc. The Cyberman arc's going to start, and then it's going to wrap up in the Christmas special with the Master.
Well, let me ask you a question. What if the whole thing with the Cybermen is like the Daleks in the first episode? They appear for like 5 minutes, and then that's it. And it's not even really a part of the finale. It's like they don't have money for that. So they just throw them in there. Oh, look at all these Cybermen. But it's not part of the story.
If they were going to do that, though...
And either one or both of them are supposed to be doing the whole flying bit.
If they were going to do that, though, why would they choose to use the original Cybermen? Like, why not just throw the normal Cybermen that they've been using in there?
Yeah.
And why is Gallifrey in the Christmas special if we got all this stuff going on here? Because Moffat said it. He said he's going to Gallifrey.
Because they're trying to make up for that search for Gallifrey didn't work out as well as he hoped.
Well, we had a rumor that it was going to be a multi-master story. Does that mean Sam and Missy, or does that mean more than?
It could be somebody playing Delgado's master. Or, I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't think that was actually ever going to be the Delgado thing. I think that was just over imagination.
Over analyzing things, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just Sim and Gomez, and that's it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like with the rumors we're getting, it's kind of like we're looking too hard at some things. I think we're like we're not looking at the big picture. We're kind of like overanalyzing little bits of information with things and trying to fit them into a big puzzle. But there are things there are things we know starting this weekend. We know Extremis, it's going to be a 3-part story arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Truth Monks, we know that, well, I say we know that we are under the assumption from what rumor states that Capaldi is going to actually have an official regeneration in the third part, the third episode of the story arc of the 3, Lie of the Land. But he's going to hold back that regeneration.
Yes.
Okay. We know that Missy's going to be in this series. From what I've heard, Missy's going to be in Lie of the Land. She's going to be hinted at or have some scenes in Extremis, which is part 1.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything about part 2, but in part 3, I've heard that she's going to play a big part. So we know the episode after that is Ice Warriors for that episode. Then after that is the Cybermen, the Mondasian Cybermen.
No,
and
it's
at
not.
some point, oh, is it not? What's
No.
the next episode?
It's Eaters of the Lights.
And what is that about?
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
trying to
that's
pull it
the
up
missing-
right now.
That's the missing Roman cavalry that goes missing back in 0 whatever year it is. That's basically about a Celtic missing Roman cavalry. That's all that's about.
So it's a historic piece.
It's a
Without
standalone-
Gatiss doing it, I guess.
So that's a historic episode, like filler.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's an historic episode. It's set
So
back in way back when.
So we've got like 3 episodes.
The
Going
Years
on.
of Light is it's written by Rona Muro.
Ronan Monroe
Yeah.
from the
Survival.
era.
She wrote Survival, right?
Yeah.
Your favorite episode, Joe?
Yeah, no. And World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls is the 2-part finale.
Yeah, that would have the two Masters in it and the Cybermen and all that palaver.
So we have 2 Cybermen episodes, 11 and 12.
Oh, or maybe Christmas. I don't know.
And then Christmas. No,
Well,
but I'm saying,
I don't know.
I'm counting like the Christmas episode outside of like the series because we have 12 episodes in the series.
But how could you count? See, this is what I don't understand, right? I'm getting totally confused. How could we count the Christmas special if the Christmas special is supposed to be about Gallifrey? How are you going to do the Gallifrey? Are you going to do the Gallifrey thing for 5 minutes? And then you're going to fight the Cybermen? I mean, I don't understand any of this.
No, but they probably will, actually, to answer your question. It's going to be something, it's not going to be like, I think it's going to be something like End of Time, where it's like, there's going to be things that they're talking about, like, oh, the ramifications of what's occurred with having, like, the First Doctor and the 12th Doctor together, blah, blah, blah. Somehow the Time Lords are involved. And then they're going to have the Time Lords as a very minor, they're going to be a large part of the episode, probably, as far as, like, the theme of it, but they're not going to be in it. Probably it's not going to be like, it's going to be more of like the idea of what's going on behind the scenes, like End of Time, where they're talking about, oh, you know, the ramifications of what we've done in these episodes are going to like blah 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 affect time, so the Time Lords are probably going to be involved and blah 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 blah, and then at the end of it the Time Lords might show up or they might just be referred to in that episode. It doesn't mean that they're actually going to be like centric in it as far as showing up on screen. You know, it could be like War Games. You know, they told me, I mean, like, you know, the end of that episode was like the big part of that. But I mean, they weren't in most of it. They were just like, you know, like they just popped up at the end of it.
Yeah, and they bitch slapped the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, like with everything we've just gone over, and on top of that, having the Time Lords, they have to have a major part as far as the theme, but a minor part as far as being on camera. Because I mean, that's like just too much for like 6 episodes and then going into I mean, that's too much.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting a little worried because Eaters of Light is just a totally wasted. It's not a wasted episode, but centric to the main story. It's not has nothing to do with it. As far as I know,
there might be a linkage arc to it, but we don't know what that is. We just know that it's a historical piece, and whatever's going on with it, we'll find out. But I'm confused.
This episode looks spectacular. I mean, I think I'm going to enjoy it.
From what I've heard of the reviews, they've all been like saying fantastic.
Yeah.
This is like this is going to be like the jumping off part of like, you know, wow, like we're getting like hardcore Whovian. Like,
this is gonna be like the Dark Water of. Dark Water was really good, but then went to shit with the second part. But I'm afraid people are going to look back and go, you know what? They want more Bill, because I think they're going to. I feel like they're rushing Bill because we don't believe Bill's going to be back next series, right?
No, not from the sound of it. They're.
I mean, pretty sure she's done. I mean, as far as I know.
And I think people, what they've tried to do is like try and like cram as much Bill love into like this series as possible, so that when she leaves or dies or whatever the fuck happens to her, people are gonna actually feel like there's a loss there. Because otherwise,
yeah, I can see Moffat actually killing her for good and not bringing her back, and it should be like, oh wow, that's the one person Moffat killed that never brought back, because they always tease him about that he kills and he brings him back. This will be the first attempt, I guess. It's just not.
That's why I keep thinking that's going to be the person who Missy kills. It's either going to be her or it's going to be.
It's going to be Nardole. I mean, I don't see Bill, but then. I seen Nardole hard just totally love it.
No, but that's just it. If she does it to Nardole, people are going to go, okay, woohoo! They knocked out somebody people are not really fond of. But if they do it to Bill,
well, maybe John Sims Master kills Nardole. and then he's like, this is what you're supposed to be, or something. Because something happens where something in her brain is like, I'm not a good guy. I'm evil. This is what I need to be. And then that's what she said. Instantly, she does something horrendous, horrible. I thought John Sims' master was transitioning to being a good guy and friends with the doctor because he helped him out in that thing, and then he becomes Missy to, I mean, I don't know.
I think Nardole has been a character introduced or brought back from the Christmas episode to fulfill one obligation. And they're trying to make him relevant, to try and make him important somehow, because he's going to be like the conduit that's going to do something.
He's not going to be the Watcher.
I don't think. Yeah, but I'm not saying that necessarily.
What about the Master?
I think Bill's going to be the companion that she's going to be the focus and the important companion. Nardole is there for something else. I feel. I don't think.
I'm going to predict Nardole's fate. Ready for this? Missy is going to turn, and she's going to shoot Bill and kill him. Well, they can have a little moment where Bill is dying in the doctor's arms, right? And then Missy will be like, "Oh, what? You're not going to kill me, Doctor." And then, "No, but I will." And Nardole's going to shoot him. He's going to shoot Missy to cause her to regenerate.
I don't think he's got the balls to do it. He's not.
I think he does. I think Nardole has the cojones to do it.
No, we're not talking about the same character, right? We're talking about Nardole.
I think
Nardole doesn't like Bill, though. He's in competition with her.
Now, I think Nardole has the nuts to snuff out Missy.
No pun intended.
Nardole's not a play on words.
Nardole has the nuts. He's going to do it. He's going to blow her away.
He's got the Nards.
He's got the Nards. He's got the Nardles.
Let me say this. Were you done, Joe, or was there more to that? Okay. Seeing how this normally goes, what's the most, paint by numbers way that they could do this? Because we're coming up with all these ideas, and then if none of them are right or even close, it's going to be something probably totally ridiculous. And I'm not saying that our ideas are the best or anything. I'm just saying usually that's the way this works. Like, the pattern is we come up with these ideas, then we watch the episode and we go, that's it?
Chris is absolutely right, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why way back when I didn't get excited for this season, because I was like, how many times am I going to go, well, what if they're doing this? And then I watch the episode and I come on a cast and I go, yeah, he remembered his face to remember to save people. Yeah, Gallifrey got out somehow.
The
Yeah, she gave him the army to fight people. That was it.
Yeah, because Moffat likes for us to have this conjecture about, oh wow, all this conspiracy sort of things, get into that mentality of what's going to happen, and then it turns out to be something that, if he even bothers to address it, is something that is so minute that you're oh, why the fuck did I spend so much time theorizing about this? Because it's nothing.
Yeah.
I thought about that. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, all the stuff that we threw out here today, this all sounds great, and I would love to see any of it. But it's I can't get excited because it's okay, even if there's something cool in extremis, right? The next episode could be a total, clusterfuck and just undo everything that they did in extremis. And then we're sitting here how come extremis was so good, but this next one was so bad?
Well, the cool thing is, one of these things that we're talking about is going to be what happens. It's
probably,
what's going to be the one that's correct, because we're throwing a lot of things out there. Mm-hmm. So something's got to be right.
Yeah, we got to get something right. Even if it's just one small detail,
Yeah, I mean, if we're tossing darts at a dartboard blindly, we're going to eventually hit a bullseye. So something is tried and true, and that's the whole point of what we're theorizing about right now. Is we're having fun theorizing about trying to call what's going to happen, and that's part of the fun.
Who's in the puddle monster? No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
What race? Wait, what race is in the puddle monster? Is that the
Sea
Mondazian
devils.
Cybermen? Is that the
What?
Cybermen? What
No.
race?
Well, they
Are they
didn't
having-
sound they didn't sound like automatonic, so I would doubt they're Cybermen. But
She's in the finale also, by the way.
well, there's nothing that would say that John Sims' Master or Missy is not working in collusion with another alien race, which would
But
be
they've done it in the past.
Correct me, Philip. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Heather back in the finale? They said.
That's what you said. I've not seen anything that certifies that.
All right,
I've not
I gotta look that up.
But you know what they still have yet to explain, and it's just another thing that's on top of it. It's a bit minor, but it's another thing on top of the list of things that they have to explain. The last time we saw Missy was with the Daleks, and she said, "I have a really clever idea."
Yep.
That's gonna be explained next premise.
I hope so.
I hope so.
And the other thing I'm confused with, how long is the Doctor going to be blind for? Because
Yeah.
because the only way that you can cure that is by partially using regeneration energy. But yet again,
And I'm thinking that scene in the promo,
in the white room.
that's what
in the white
they're
room.
still using that to repair his eyes. And that might be also when
He's
But-
holding back the full regeneration so that he can.
Remember, there's a rumor that Pearl or Bill shoots him. That causes him to regenerate.
Yeah,
anyway.
Joe and I were talking about this the other day, Philip. Actually, that in Lie of the Land, I believe is when he actually regenerates just enough. Bill shoots him because he's under the delusion of the truth monks.
That's right. Yeah.
And it kills two birds with one stone. She cures him of the delusion he's under, hence why the episode's called The Lie of the Land, a delusion, a lie. People are under a delusion that he's going to regenerate, but he's going to choose to just have enough regeneration energy to cure his eyesight and cure himself at that point, but he's not going to go into full regeneration mode. He's holding it back through the rest of the series, this series, and then he's going to have a proper regeneration. That's what I understand.
what if he's influenced from that?
And that makes sense,
Though, which everybody says if you read this book or read this caption, you're eventually going to kill yourself. So what if that's the whole part of him going batshit crazy?
Well, I think that's the whole. I think that's one of the reasons why he's blind. Is like that was a story thing, so that he can't actually read it, and therefore he can't. He can't, unless this thing is like if somebody reads it out loud and you hear it. But I don't think that's what they're going for. I think they're being literal to the sense that you have to actually read this for some reason, and then whatever happens to you happens to you.
And how convenient that in the episode previously in Oxygen, the Doctor, quote unquote, goes blind. Do you think maybe, possibly, and I'm going out on a limb here, but I mean, maybe he's faking that to Nardole for some reason, because the next episode has to deal with the truth monks, and like you said, reading this stuff causes people to go insane or whatever. He could be using that as a ruse, because we know Sylvester McCoy's Doctor would be like 3 steps ahead of the enemy, and he would know like what's coming up, and he would plot things conveniently to fit into like, you know, when something was actually happening. So it's kind of convenient that all of a sudden this Doctor goes blind when the very next episode is going to be something where, from what you're saying, like with the truth monks, if he reads something, if he actually looks at it, it causes them to go blind, right?
Or it causes them to die. Feel like that they kill themselves or something.
Yeah.
It causes them to kill themselves. Yes. Well, I don't know.
And I think the word that he reads is, I think it's supposed to, or they read, it's like veritas or something, which has to do with truth. I think it's...
Yeah, Veritas.
Yeah.
The Veritas, yeah.
Just trying to find out stuff on here.
But it's interesting too because in that shot where he starts to regenerate, quote unquote, it looks like there's 2 soldiers from UNIT behind him.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too.
Yeah.
And you hear him say, "Get ready." So it's not like he's I don't know why. When he says that, it's kind of weird. It's like he's putting on a show. You know what I mean?
You think maybe Missy is like, you know, when she sees that he's blind, do you think like she gets pissed at him? Because like remember, way back when she was first introduced, she was talking about his accent and she was like, I think I'll let him keep it or something like that. Like, do you think that maybe she'll see that he's blind and she'll be like, well, I can't have that, and she like does something, maybe she causes him to regenerate to try and get his eyesight back or something?
Maybe she shoots. Well, then there wouldn't be Bill that shoots him. There'll be Missy that shoots him.
Right, but I mean that's a rumor though. I mean, we don't really know if Bill's going to shoot him or not.
Unless Missy tells Bill to shoot him.
Okay,
That's true.
Okay, here we go.
But in the
Roman mythology, Veritas, meaning truth, was the goddess of truth and daughter of Saturn, and the mother of Virtuous. It was believed that she hid in the bottom of a holy well because she was so inclusive. Her image is shown as a young virgin dressed in white. That's
Well, remember too, the word virtuous is like good.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, the doctor was asking Clara, "Am I a good man?"
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Right. Great.
And also remember that the title. Also
Go
remember
with
the
that damn
title is.
question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, the title is at the point of death as well. So somebody's going to be at the point of death in this episode coming up.
I think it's the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like meaning like death as far as like suffering a mortal wound, but he's going to hold back regeneration.
Yeah. So he's at the point of death, and he's going to hold it out until he's ready to do it.
Yeah. Then you have the fall of the doctor episodes later, which is where he actually dies, because Extremis would be at the point of death, which means you know he's basically at the point of death, but he hasn't actually died. But then he's going to die in that.
And also remember in where the story we saw a couple of weeks back, he did not knock. I don't know what it was. Where when he was talking to Bill about the about Time Lords and Generation, that look he had on his face like he'd already known that he's heading for a regeneration.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't like that. I was like, "What are you doing, dude?" You know, that was just. I'm seeing a few articles here about Miss Clara coming back, so I'm gonna share it with Philip. I'm gonna share it with Philip, and he can look at it and tell me if it's hullabaloo or what.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm giving you another one. Hold on.
All right, let me do that. Have a look.
There's 2 different ones, I think, right there.
I'm taking the one back. I've gone to my Facebook and I'll look at that first.
1, 2.
Well, the one on Screen Rant says that they're hearing that they're filming at the diner, but they don't say whether or not it's the actual one or the TARDIS version.
Right.
While you're doing that, I want to remind people, I actually love Bill. I think she's a great companion. And it's going to be a little difficult to see. She's come on quite strongly in this series. If she's not around next series, what exactly are they going to do to, like, all of a sudden just dump her off, and she's gone? Kill her or whatever. I mean, is she going to be like Martha, or she just leaves, or are they going to do something where they kill her?
I really hope they don't kill her off. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
That would be bad. But then again, Missy's supposed to be doing something so shocking that typical of Missy behavior.
I think they may have more to do with. It's obvious. It seems obvious that she's going to kill a companion, but I think it's going to be something a little more complex than that. I think her turnaround into showing the Doctor that she's still quote unquote evil is going to be something more nefarious than like killing a companion.
What do you see, Philip? Is any truth to any of these articles I'm sending you?
It's all for what I'm reading. It's all supposition. Just because of that one. Just because
in paste of one article and they're all like going with it.
I just think it's just a cut at straws because of that one Dinah recording special segment. It could be anything. It could be.
It's like John Simpson. It's like John Simpson in a supermarket buying eggs.
Basically,
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Go get him. He's like, leave me alone. I want to shop.
It just could be a plot piece, really, not necessarily with Clara.
It's hullabaloo. It's not real articles. News, possibly. They lied to us.
Time Lord lied.
Lied about Doctor Who.
At the end of the day, if she does show up, she you know.
What's going to be funny? The finale. Wait, you know what's going to be funny in the finale when it airs? Well, too bad they couldn't have a trailer. But if they had a teaser, and she turns around, I'm back, and everybody starts throwing the screen like, no! Santa showing up in the TARDIS.
Oh, good God!
Like, no, Jelly's coming down. No, I'm actually happy about if she came back. I want her back. I'm one of the rarities that just are nuts enough that want her back. I don't know.
Well,
why?
I like her as a companion a lot. A lot. She's one of my favorites. So there you go.
For why?
I just like her, man. I don't know. She's been involved over the years, and she's been with him the longest, I guess now, right? She's the longest running companion. I don't know, man. I could go with Clara in 13. Why not?
They've done enough with her. Come on, man.
They need to fix her. They ruined her, and I think they need to fix her. I think that Moffat took it too personally that she left, but then came back, and then he got mad at it. And I think they he was seeing that for a while. She was one way, and then he made it that, she's responsible for any pink dye and distracting him and all kinds of crap. And they just did a whole 180 with her character where.
Well, they got her responsible for everything with the.
I mean, they sort of like what they did with Martha. This whole thing with Martha, when Martha was going to become a doctor, then because she almost drowned, because an alien had to save her, then she became like a freaking mercenary, which is completely opposite of where Destiny was supposed to be, And the last you see of her is like her and Mickey married and they're shooting up things. And it's like, and I remember seeing that moment when Martha drowned, and I'm like, that's it. Her character's completely changed now. And I was
but that was her arc,
that.
though. I mean, that kind of made sense for her.
I know, but that
with
was
Clara, though.
Clara, they changed her too much. I mean, I loved her when she was with Matt Smith, and when she was Capaldi. Since Deep Breath, Moffat just turned her into like that. She was demanding, that she was this, that she was that, and it wasn't.
I think she started changing, or they started changing her before Capaldi got there, because I remember seeing her be the one to tell him to take the TARDIS, and that's when I was kind of like, they've just retconned everything.
Yep.
Like everything.
I mean, they were flirting with each other. They were like all over, whatever. If he would have lasted,
she told him to be the Doctor when he was a kid. That to me, like that means she's responsible for everything.
Yes,
Literally everything that's ever happened to him.
Which I wasn't crazy about that, and just like I wasn't crazy about her showing him the TARDIS, because there was no need for that. But Moffat had to throw his 2 cents in with that. Now, I liked it in the 50th when she's like, you know, she's looking him in the eyes and then she kisses him, and you know, they had that good chemistry, her and Matt Smith. Where if it was another year, who knows? They probably would have been in love with each other or something. But this whole thing with Capaldi, you got the impression that even though he was older, he loved her. Because who else would he do that for? 4.5 billion years in the confession dial and getting out and, you know, trying to risk the whole universe blowing up to save Clara. I mean, he didn't even do that with Amy and Rory.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean,
yeah.
Why the soap opera in space?
Why? Ask Moffat. I don't know.
Well, I'm
Why
saying
is he
that. Why the soap opera? I mean, like, classic Who and, like, what the series was based on, you didn't have, like, this kind of shit.
Well, you didn't have any romance with Capaldi, and maybe that's why Moffat changed his tune, and then he threw River in there, because he's like, oh, this is what the show's lacking, and that was a great episode with him and River, and then again, it's after the River thing's over, it's the Clara thing again. It's like little memories of Clara and Clara and Clara. And Clara.
I mean, really, I mean, honestly, we have to admit, this shit's been played out. Tennant, Smith,
Yes.
possibly Capaldi. Get rid of the fucking romance shit.
They're gonna do that with the 13th Doctor. You watch.
Get into the fucking sci-fi, high intellect sci-fi concepts of what the show is based on.
They're gonna do 13th Doctor companion. They're gonna promote it like romance and space and time, and it's gonna be ridiculous.
But this
Yes,
is but going on to what Mikey was saying though, this is another reason why I like Bill so much, because there's no romantic relationship there at all, and
it's like Don Noble.
refreshing because it's like
Ace.
It's just
Don
like
Noble.
you know we don't need this. It's so
Sarah Jane.
how do I say this? It's like so simple, and it's like such a duh thing. Like, you know, oh, of course, the Doctor and his companion are going to be together. But now it's like, oh, they're not. Oh, good. Okay. So maybe something else will happen.
Yeah, it's more like Ace rather than Donna, because Ace, you always looked at her like she was a student, and the Doctor was her professor, and they were traveling.
Well, that's like
they were traveling in a classroom of the universe. It wasn't like they had some, like, you know, unrequited romance going on or something.
So then Moffat would be copying off of Ace and the Seventh Doctor, basically.
And doesn't it kind of seem that if he's falling in love with every companion that he has, doesn't that say something about the Doctor's character, though?
I mean, he did stay 24 years with River. Didn't do anything. Didn't go anywhere. Just chilled.
Well, that's what we're assuming, that he stayed there 24 years. They could have done hundreds of things in 24 years. They could have traveled here, there, and everywhere.
Well, that's true. No, the whole concept was they stayed there because she's like, how long for a night in Beryllium? And he's like, 24 years, meaning they're not, you know, if the moment they go in the TARDIS, he can just leave her. So, you know,
but
they
I mean,
stood there.
they could go back to the moment that they left.
I know, but...
So it's 24 years, but it's really like, you know...
Right.
It's those 24 years when we really want it to be.
Right.
It's relative.
Yes. Unless River comes back and saves the day.
Please. Enough.
I would rather see River.
We still never saw that birthday. We never saw that
If River's in the vault, I'm turning the episode off. I just want you to know that.
We never saw that birthday with the two Doctors. And the birthday could be William Hartnell and, you know,
We never saw
David Bradley and
Oxnard either.
Wait, that could be the two Doctors with River.
Gosh.
David Bradley and Peter Capaldi. The birthday that she keeps talking about with the two Doctors.
Moffat's writing all this down.
That actually could be Perry in the vault, and the knocking we hear are her tits hitting the vault door.
Oh.
That is everybody's favorite kid.
I keep saying Madame Bavarian was her kid, but all right.
Matt, that would drive the ratings up, though. I mean, hey.
I want to know what would Madame Bavarian think. Was she a companion?
It could be Turlough at a glory hole. knocking on the
Oh, God. Damn, we got 10 viewers. Anybody have any questions out
Maybe
there?
it's the Absorbaloaf.
God. You guys want to like make any comments to us or?
Yeah, give us some questions. We'll answer them.
Yeah, we're really dying for some questions.
Okay, we got a question. Albert, isn't John Sims supposed to be in the Lie of the Land? Yes. Supposedly, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think. Yeah.
We believe so, Albert. Anything else? We had Connor that said, "Wow." We had Daniel that like one more day to go.